At 61, the tragedy of Diane Lane is beyond heartbreaking. There's a moment, no dialogue, no big scene, just her sitting there trying to breathe. And I swear it felt more real than anything I'd seen in years. That's when I realized we never really knew her at all. Because the truth about Diane Lane, it's not what Hollywood showed us. Let me take you somewhere unexpected. Not to a movie set, to a taxi. A little girl riding around New York City with her father. No stable home, no routine. Just movement. And I kept thinking, that doesn't feel like a childhood. That feels like survival. Her parents split when she was just days old, and not long after, her mother left, then came back years later and took her away again without warning. And that part, I didn't expect it to hit so hard. Because imagine being a kid and not knowing who's staying or who's leaving next. That kind of instability that it doesn't just disappear. It becomes part of you. Now jump forward. She's 13, on set with Laurence Olivier, one of the greatest actors ever, and instead of prodding, she shines, effortlessly, and suddenly, she's not just another young actress. She's the one to watch. Magazine covers, big films, working with names like Francis Ford Coppola, and I remember thinking, this is the perfect Hollywood story. But it wasn't. Because while the world saw a rising star, she felt something else. Trapped, typecast, seen, but not understood. And that's a different kind of pressure, the kind where people think they know you, but they only know the version that benefits them. So what does she do? She steps away, quietly. No announcement, no drama, just gone. And honestly, I respect that, because walking away from fame, when you already have it, that's not easy. But she waited, years, until the right role came. And when it did, everything changed. Unfaithful. Now here's the moment that stayed with me. That train scene. No script, no rehearsal, just emotion. And when I watched it, I didn't feel like I was watching acting. I felt like I was watching someone process something real. And that's when it clicked for me. She wasn't performing. She was pulling from somewhere deeper, somewhere she'd been carrying for years. That role earned her an Oscar nomination. But more importantly, it forced people to see her differently. Not perfect, not idealized, human. And that's when her career actually began. Well, then comes Under the Tuscan Sun. A completely different energy. But still, about loss. About rebuilding. About figuring out who you are. After everything falls apart. And I started noticing a pattern. Her roles weren't random. They reflected something. Something personal. Now let's talk about her relationships, because this part, it's complicated. Her marriage to Christopher Lambert, it looked like love. Real love. But distance. Different lives. It didn't last. Then later, Josh Brolin. And this one? It wasn't easy. There was an incident. Police involved. And what surprised me most, she didn't go public. Didn't explain. Didn't defend herself. She just stayed silent. And I kept thinking, that kind of silence isn't weakness. It's control. It's choosing not to turn your pain into a spectacle. And honestly, that's rare. Then later, she admits something publicly. Affairs, no excuses, no image protection, just truth. And that moment, it changed everything. Because suddenly, she wasn't the perfect woman Hollywood wanted her to be. She was real, flawed, honest. And I didn't expect that to feel so refreshing. Now at 61, she's still working, still choosing roles that matter, still avoiding the spotlight when it doesn't. And her life? Simple, quiet, grounded. Her daughter, her center. And I think that's what stayed with me the most, because this isn't a story about tragedy in the way people expect. It's not about one big moment. It's about a lifetime of instability, pressure, misunderstanding, and still finding Finding your way. Without asking anyone for approval, and maybe that's the real story. Diane Lane didn't break. She didn't disappear. She didn't become what Hollywood wanted. She became something harder, something honest. And in a world full of performances, that might be the rarest thing of all.